This episode was brought to you by Damian Ross Mortgages, helping homeowners and buyers understand how their mortgages shape long-term wealth, not just monthly payments. Book a free consultation for clarity before your next move.
Find your path with the knowledge of others and become an illuminator for those who struggle. Guide their way just by being true and being in alignment, because it comes naturally to you. On self-discovery wisdom, we share to find inspiration with lessons for millions. We hope you listen.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life, right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. To be loved or understood. George Orwell said, perhaps one did not want to be loved so much as understood. When I read this comment, it really had a profound moment on me. And I really wanted to address it because, yes, when we feel understood, seen for who we are, that's when we feel loved. But just to feel loved without being understood is a different kind of love altogether. So in a world fluent in public affection, yet often clumsy with private listening, that sentence feels less like literature and more like a personal confession overheard. To be loved can be admired, desired, praised, or claimed. To be understood requires something rather attention without agenda, listening without interruption, presence without the need to fix or reshape. Understanding asks us to sit with one another's inner weather, the contradictions, the unfinished thoughts, the unpolished truths, the without turning away. Many of us have been loved loudly and still felt unseen. I certainly know I have. We have received affection that warmed the surface, but never reached the deeper chambers where our real stories lie. Understanding, by contrast, reaches inward. It says, I see why you are the way you are. It acknowledges the context, the history, the wounds, and becoming. Perhaps with the heart longs most is not applause, not reassurance, not even devotion, but recognition. To be met in our inner landscape, to be known without performance, to be allowed to exist as we are, not as we're expected to be. Within the language of knowingness, this longing is not an emotional weakness, it's a wisdom asking to be heard. Knowingness is felt in the heart. The heart is the tuning fork. It's where truth is first felt before it's ever named. The heart responds with resonance and resistance, with a quiet yes or a supple no. It doesn't analyze, it recognizes. When we feel understood at the heart level, there is a sense of safety, a softening, a feeling of being met without explanation. The heart says, it feels true. Knowingness comes from the soul. The soul is the divine connection to the wisdom, the place where truth is received, whole and intact. It carries memory, meaning, and purpose beyond the moment. The soul understands why beneath our feelings, the life lived, the lessons learned, the wounds carried, and the wisdom earned. When the soul is understood, we feel seen beyond our roles and stories. We feel recognized in our essence, not judged by our expression. The soul says, this is who I am becoming. This is who I am. Knowingness is activated through spirit. The spirit is the life force that moves truth into expression. It's where courage rises, where insight becomes action, where wisdom finds breath and voice. Spirit bridges the inner and outer worlds. It turns knowing into doing, understanding into a living integrity. When spirit is engaged, truth does not remain quiet or contained. It steps forward. Spirit says, I'm ready to live this. Only then does knowingness rise to the mind. The mind's role is not to lead. I'll say that again. The mind's role is not to lead, but to serve, to translate, to articulate, and apply what the heart has felt, the soul has received, and the spirit is already set in motion. When the mind listens instead of dominates, it gains clarity rather than control. It knows what information is relevant now. It chooses wisely, not fearfully. The mind says, now I understand what to do. When heart and soul and mind are aligned, understanding becomes embodied. We are no longer chasing love or approval, or certainly outside of ourselves. We are grounded by inner coherence that guides our decisions, our relationships, and actions. This is the difference between reacting and responding, between noise and knowing. Perhaps this is why being understood feels more vital than being loved, or just loved alone. Love can exist without depth, but understanding, true understanding, honors the heart, receives the soul's truth, ignites the spirit, and steadies the mind, which in turn becomes love. That is knowingness, not something we learn, not something we remember, not something we force, but something we feel, recognize, and live and become. I have battled in my life of being understood. I have been loved without being understood. I've been slightly understood without being loved. But mostly, I would say, not understood. I feel when I read that statement, it really hit home. I have been loved for the essence of Sarah, or what Sarah can do for others, but I haven't always been loved for who I am or understood for who I am. And I think in the end, we can love people for all sorts of reasons. But when we choose to truly understand them and see them for who they are, what their essence is, what their compass is, what their core is, what their action speaks, when we understand their why, when we understand what they're here to do, who they are, I think we open our hearts in such a different way. We let them in on a deeper level. That comprehension of who they are and why and what they do, it builds layers upon layers. As I said, we can love people for so many reasons. They're cute, they make us laugh, they've got such a warm spirit or a warm heart. But when we truly understand them and accept them on every level for who they are, it doesn't mean you always have to agree or like, but when you see them for who they are, and the integral part of them, the part of them that really cares, the part of them that is doing what they believe in, and you see that, I think we can resonate with people on a different level. We go around insisting that people be what we want them to be when we're not even clear of who we are. We go around dictating what makes a person. Is it education? Is it looks? Is it money? Is it sexuality? Is it favors? Is it duty? I think we've been barking up the wrong trees for far too long. I think when we look at somebody and see them for the beautiful essence that they are and accept who they are on more than a surface level, we truly are seeing the core and the depths of souls and humanity. When we look at humanity from a deeper level, from more understanding, more intrigue, more wonderment, with more embrace, we are now serving humanity and seeing ourselves on such a different level. Not the surface, not the shallow, not the dutiful, not the expectant, but that layer upon layer upon layer of who they are, their life experiences, their life triumphs, their life struggles, their expansion of wisdom, the understanding of knowledge, their perspectives, the deeper complexities. All of that makes them. They're not one chocolate in the box. They're a whole box of beautiful chocolates, different chocolates, but fundamentally the same. So let's take time to see each other, to ask questions. As the four agreements say, speak your word with integrity. Don't take things personally. It's somebody else's perspective. You don't have to take it on. Don't assume. Ask. Ask the right questions. Invite somebody to want to actually reveal who they are, what they're doing, why they're doing it, instead of assuming you know. Do your very best from where you're at, how you feel it. Do you at the end of the day say, that was a good day, I really did good this day? Not somebody else's expectation. Oh, you should have done more. You should do this, or I do this, and I do that. But you walk away going, I completed my day and I feel good about it. When we pause, when we center, when we take a breath and breathe in and become present in the moment, the gift of the moment is in the present, then we start to feel and see what's around us. We start to acknowledge, we start to embrace, and we allow life to speak to us and for us to respond to life, not reactionary, but participatory. We engage with life. We peel back the onions. We look at all the different layers. We're intrigued by each other's perspective. We look at the expansion of thought, heart, spirit, and soul. And we don't limit ourselves to one tiny little lane of complacency, of compliancy, of control. That we realize there are so many paths to discover, so many paths to explore. And with every path that you are willing to explore, you discover something else about yourself that you can share with others. And the more we share and the deeper we expand ourselves, the deeper we become. And we truly then understand what's really important. It's not the big shiny objects. It's not the big light, neon lights. It's not the powerful and the control. It's the simplicity, love, harmony, purpose, contribution, exploration, deepening, widening, reaching, becoming, but always rising, rising up in our consciousness, in our awareness, in our soul and our heart and our spirit and our being, and expanding out and learning, becoming. Never let that exploration leave you. And find ways that you can help people understand who you are beyond the facade, beyond the surface. Don't be afraid to share things about yourself that are deep. Let it sit with them. Let them digest it in the way that they need to do so. But don't sell yourself short to please somebody else's limitations. Don't be afraid to be deep. Don't be afraid to be wondrous. Don't be afraid to be intrigued. Because without that, where would we be? Take the time to understand who you are. What drives you? What is the sense of being about you that gets you up every day, exploring and doing what you're doing? Why is it so important to you? How does it make you feel? What have you learned? What can you share? All of this is exciting. Exploration of life and living. So, before you're longing to be loved, be understood. And when you're truly understood and accepted, then you are truly loved. So until next time, folks, open your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, but more importantly, open your mind. Don't limit it to shallow thinking, doctrine, patterns, old beliefs. Open it up and explore and see where it takes you. Understand you so you can help others understand what makes you you. Until next time, folks, bye for now. This show was brought to you by Mortgages Done Better with Damian Ross. Go to selfdiscoverywisdom.com under sponsors and put in Damian Ross to know more and how he can help you. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you to listen to right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Come and hear the illumination that's going to shed light on your path.
Find your path with the knowledge of others.